What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode in the Road to Glory career mode today. A little apology. I should have got this out earlier, but I'm a little bit behind. I got home from work quite late today, so I've been able to try and get myself back caught up in the videos. So I apologize for the hour or so delay on this one, but you guys are still going to get it regardless. Obviously, as well, I had to delay the My Player by an hour too. So again, if you saw that, apologies for the delay. But we're here regardless, ready to give you guys today's episode. And we've got a few games for you to watch. Mostly, I found it very tough today, and it was tough against sides that I wasn't expecting it to be tough against. So the game that we should have problems with, it was actually not too bad. But then the two games that I felt we should have comfortably had an easy time of, that's where the real problems lie. So first up was QPR at Loftus Road. One of the only championship stadiums actually in the game, which is quite interesting. I think Norwich have got Carrow Road in here as well. There might be a couple of other ones, but I know those two straight off the top of my head are actually in the game. So it's quite interesting that, and it's quite cool to see as well. I like Loftus Road. I think it's a nice, tidy little ground, and play some good football here. So we're going to be hopefully trying to stop that happening today and get ourselves 3 points on the board. Now, as you guys know, Tim Weah is out for 4 months, so it means that now we are actually without him for the next 4 months. We were without him from the last episode too, so we've been able to fill his shoes with Takefusa Kubo. And one of you guys as well asked me to show you the new centre-back's potential, and he has showing great potential. So that's not too bad. I mean, I only purchased him because I like the look of him, so I thought, why not try him out? So, you know, for the cheap as chips price, he'll grow. He'll definitely get to the point where he's actually worth more than what we paid. So I'm not too worried if he doesn't work out for us. But chances were going thick and fast in this game. Let me just say that right now. We had our best chance of the first half coming from Mitchell van Bergen doing what he does best and finding the bottom corner from a lovely curling effort to find it and give us the opening goal. But it was actually QPR who started off the chances. They got their first one, which McNamee actually had to save. But from this point forward, it was chances galore. Like, we took the lead from our first opportunity, and this is just Mitchell, you know, doing his best. Like, he does this all the time, Van Bergen. It's nothing new here. But this is where I then sat here thinking, this is surprising. Because I felt like this game, although I knew it was going to be a little bit tough, I just felt like we were going to be able to win it. The way that the game was set up and the team that we had, I thought we were going to come here and just basically take the game. And that was it. But QPR were making sure I just didn't have that thought. Because as you can see right here, they went so close to finding an equaliser. And then, 44 minutes in, we got a free kick. Takefusa Kubo put it into Sukasev. And I thought he headed us into the lead by 2. But unfortunately, he didn't quite catch it correctly and sent it over the top of the crossbar. Frustrating on my end, but again, not a lot we can do about it. And at half-time, we went in at the break, 1-0 in front. So I was looking at this and thinking, if we come out second half, provided we do what we did in the first half, we'll get the 3 points here. And immediately after we came out, Roddy Jansen, Takefusa Kubo, link up, and Kubo puts it in to make it 2-0. So a really good start to the second half. And I'm not going to lie, I was concerned when I got that injury to Weah last episode because I didn't know if the goals were going to dry up. He was a massive goal scorer for us last year. And for 4 months, we now need to find somebody else. But it looks like Takefusa Kubo, he can do that role. Now, whether or not he's going to do it long term, we're going to have to wait and see. I mean, I didn't really like him as a striker because of strength-wise, but he seems to be able to do it in this league, so maybe he should stay there. We went close again. Van Bergen this time testing the goalkeeper, and then it was QPR's turn to come at us yet again, and they got themselves back in this. A really good strike from their striker. I don't know how you pronounce it, so I'm not going to try. I think it's Silla, something along those lines. But yeah, fantastic strike, giving them a lifeline in the game. At this point, I was sat there going, yeah, this could be a very interesting last 20 minutes, because although this game has been fairly even, they hadn't scored up until that point, so I was still very confident. But back at 1-0, just the one goal, separating the two sides, I wasn't really sure how it was going to go. So we made a change, and that change was to bring on Rob, obviously, the Spaniard. He came on, got on the end of a through ball, smashed it in the top corner, restored the 2-goal advantage. 3-1 Grimsby Town. So yeah, not too bad. The finish was really good as well in this end of this one, but it was more just a sigh of relief, really, because I was thinking this game has been pretty tough. And they've given it a good go, QPR. And you could argue that a draw would have been the fair result here. But just to get ourselves back in front by 2 was obviously good for us. And then Takefusa Kubo found Ethan Shaw. Shaw laid it across to substitute Aite. Aite? I have no idea how you say it. But he made it 4. So I felt harsh on QPR because they didn't deserve the 4-1 defeat. They were much better than that. The 4-1 scoreline was too difficult on them. Like, they didn't play bad enough to lose 4-1. I'm just saying that right now. They really didn't. You know, they they had their moments, and on another day, so easily could have taken something out of the game. So fair play to them. Gave us a very tough task, but we came away from Loftus Road with the 3 points and started the episode off perfectly. Not much more you can ask for, really, is there? So 4 goals from the boys too. Just that 1 goal conceded coming back to really frustrate us. Now, I came into this to show you guys the 5-star, you know, the potential scout that we've got here. Who's 5-star, and should be able to find us the next big thing. And I tell you what, this is the 3rd scout report he's given us back, and we're yet to find a big player from Algeria. So, a little bit disappointed in him. Don't know what he's doing while his time over in Algeria. Maybe he's having too good a time. Maybe we should try and send him somewhere else to find some more players. So we'll do that in due course. Because right now I don't seem to be getting any good players out of that scout at the minute. So a little bit disappointed considering that's where most of our investment went this season. Which was pretty much just throw everything into that to try and find some big players. And it just hasn't worked out that way. So yeah, we're going to have to think about that one. But following the QPR game, we came into game against 3rd placed or 4th placed Aston Villa. And this is the game where I thought we were going to struggle. You know, the QPR game was a close one, even though the scoreline didn't suggest it. But coming into this one, I was thinking, this is where, if we're going to have a tough time of things, it's going to be here. We took the lead, though, in 33 minutes. Takefusa Kubo. Tim WOHOO. It's all about Kubo from now on, as he got on the end of a cross and headed it in. That is right. Little Takefusa Kubo headed the ball into the back of the net. Wasn't great defending from the Villa man, not going to lie. He ducked underneath the ball. And Kubo was easy enough to nod it home to make it 1-0. And then not too long later, Van Berger goes down the left, puts the cross into a really good area, looking for number 2, Takefusa Kubo. Another header, this time straight at the goalkeeper. If he'd have scored that one, I'd have been jumping around because he doesn't normally score headers. So imagine if he'd got 2 within the space of 10 minutes. As the second half continued the same way, us piling on the pressure. Kubo again looking for another one, this time denied by the upright. So he's had 3 chances here. And he could have easily had a hat-trick on another day. So that's quite funny to see in that aspect of it. But like I said, you know, this game right here wasn't really a tough one. As much as I was expecting it to be, we pretty much dominated. And I mean, this goal sums it all up. I have no idea how this actually went in. It's substitute Shaw, come on for Cox. And it was like the ball bounces off the upright. And he just knees it into the goalkeeper, who can't react in time and ends up putting it in the back of the net. Like I said, a really ridiculous goal. And for Villa to concede it this way, I'm sure they would be fuming. It's a good header, don't get me wrong, from Dafalu. And it actually possibly could have gone in first. But then there's just the knee. And he just hits the keeper and goes in. So Villa had a shocker, real shocker on the day. But I was just sat there like chuckling to myself going, well, you know what? Is what it is. I'll take the 3 points every day of the week. Happy days, boys and girls. You know, it's not easy when you're playing in the Championship to come across 3 points like this. So, to get it alongside also deserving the 3 points is good. Like, I played, obviously, last episode. We saw that one. And although I didn't really play very well, we had a game where we had 2 shots, 2 goals, and ended up winning the game. You know, those games are going to happen. So, these points are quite important. Now, for the final game in terms of gameplay for today's episode, we were taking on Blackburn Rovers. And I, again, thought this was going to be a somewhat simple task. They were in the bottom half of the table. And going into it, we were top. So I was like, you know what? Win this. We can potentially go 5 points clear at the top. Perfect opportunity to do this, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? But as I'm slowing this down and showing you that man on your screen, Bradley Dack, is quality, and he's somebody that I looked at potentially maybe bringing in here when we join the Championship. But unfortunately, he costs too much. He's got a release clause currently in his contract of about £16 million. So clearly, Blackburn value him very, very highly. I'm not surprised. He's a quality player, and he's one that will cause problems. So I was a little bit worried about him, but then I was thinking, then they showed us. They showed McNeil. I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's match your Dak with our McNeil. And he was actually the man to give us our first opportunity, sending it through to Ethan Cox, who was inches away from opening up the scoring. And at this point, I thought, we've got absolutely nothing to worry about. This is going to be simple. McNeil's running the show already, and we're only 7 minutes into the game. Boy, how wrong was I? Bradley Dack finding Samuel. His shot narrowly wide, but it was a warning sign. It was a warning shot, if you will. Because then we gave the ball away inside 32 minutes. Bradley Dack, he was pulling the strings for Blackburn. Found his teammate, and they should have been leading. I don't know how they put it wide. It was a header from yards away. and he should have scored it. And then a fantastic save from McNamee as they go through again. Blackburn, at this point, we're on the back foot. Bradley Dack was doing everything for them out there, and I was struggling to really stay in the game. A Dack corner again, finding the head of a Blackburn man, this time over the top of the crossbar. So I was thinking, this could be not what we were expecting. Look at that from Rodney Jansen, though. Back in it to the path of McNeil, surely to score. No, he didn't. So 60 minutes gone, 0-0 still. Both teams having chances. You could argue Blackburn with the better of them so far, but that was a big miss from McNeil. As Armstrong to Samuel to Dack. Dack looking for the shot away himself. This time McNamee, instead of palming it out, chests it out. Not quite sure what that save was, but we'll let it slide. And I mean, if you're looking at this now, you're probably thinking, yeah, this is one of those games. But we had to play so brilliantly to play our way out of defence, and then a defence-splitting pass through to Mitchell van Bergen. Who else would you want the ball to fall to in this Grimsby side? And he slotted it into the bottom corner. I mean, we were on the back foot for a lot of this game. I told you, Bradley Dack was pulling the strings. I said he'd cause us problems, and he definitely did. Creating chances for Blackburn, had a chance himself, but it was us who found the breakthrough. Mitchell van Bergen. May as well call him Mr. Consistent from now on, because that's basically what he is. So consistent, so good when we need him to be. And unfortunately for Blackburn, but fortunately for us, we managed to get ourselves 3 points. I cannot tell you how good that felt, because like I said, the game itself did not go our way. So just to fight our way into it and make sure, not only did we not lose, but we managed to nick the points as well. I felt on cloud 9 after that. I really did. And the finish from Mitchell van Bergen was one of quality. And that's why a lot of teams came in for him. We had 3 offers in the summer window, and I'm expecting even more to come through in January time. So do stay tuned to make sure you see if we keep hold of him or not. And I'm sure at some stage we possibly, or maybe, depending on where we finish, depending on how it goes this season, might have to try and give him a big contract so that he doesn't go. So we'll see. But then, that was it for the gameplay. We then took on Sunderland at home. I felt pretty confident simming this one, thinking, yeah, no problem. You know, we're on a good run. We'll easily win this game. No problem at all. They're struggling, Sunderland, down the bottom side of the table. Well, they took the lead. Honeyman got it. Yeah, of course he did. And then we equalise. Rodney Jansen, boys and girls, getting us back on level terms until the 90th minute when we conceded again. Maguire. So we lost 2-1 to Sunderland. Not ideal. But hey-ho, that's the way it goes. And that is the end of today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I apologise again for the delay today. Nothing I could do. I got home from work a little bit later than I would have liked to have done. But I still wanted to give you guys the 2 episodes. And that is what we have done today. So thank you all for your continued support. If you like what you see, the subscribe button is down below. Click that to follow me on the channel. And until next time, guys, make sure you have the notification bell turned on so you never miss an upload. Catch you all again soon. Adios.